May we all quieten our hearts to observe our own faith, beliefs, and religions. Let us pray. Generous and gracious God, it is with grateful and humble hearts we come to your presence this morning to thank you for our college and all the facilities and resources we are blessed with. We thank you for all the students who take part in sports. And we thank you for all the skills, the talents, the strength, and energy you have bestowed upon them. Though we reward some of them for their achievements, we acknowledge and appreciate the hard work and commitment of all our sportsmen. Grant them the determination to strive for excellence. We also remember with gratitude all the coaches, the trainers, teachers and masters in charge, support staff, advisors, sponsors, parents, and all those who support us in many ways. And now, we seek your blessings upon our Colors Award ceremony. And once again, thank you for all we have and are. Through Jesus Christ our Lord, we pray. Amen.
Please sit down. Our chief guest this morning, Mr. M.E.C. Pereira and Mrs. Pereira, members of the Board of Governors, Honorable Minister of Sports, members of the staff, members of the advisory committees of sports, parents, coaches and trainers, award winners, and boys of the school. May I welcome you all very warmly to the Colors Awards Assembly for 2017. A very special word of welcome, of course, to our chief guest this morning, Mr. M.E.C. Pereira. Although he is Crisanta Pereira, everybody knows him as M.E.C., and so we'll continue to call him Mr. M.E.C. Pereira. And for those of you who may not know it, he is the man behind the voice at many a rugby or basketball match, shouting, "Well done, the Thomians," or "Play your game, St. Thomas's," or "Come on, St. Thomas's." No Torah nonsense for him. But he is far more than a loud voice making some noise. Mr. Pereira was a student at St. Thomas's College from 1953 to 1964. Throughout his 12 years of school life, in his own words, he thoroughly enjoyed himself. As a very ordinary Thomian, he says, but one who imbibed the standards, values, and traditions of this great school. Until he left college at the age of 17, having secured employment in the plantation industry, he enjoyed his time in this school. He counts his greatest achievement as having been that he absorbed the knowledge and confidence in his school days that he did not stand second to anyone, that he was neither above nor below anyone else, And this philosophy of self-belief has carried him through his life up to now. And it is this same philosophy of self-belief that he has tried to pass on to the students that he has coached over his years in coaching. On the way to this realization, he says he achieved certain things in school life that for him are second to that philosophy of life that he imbibed in this school. And so he was an athlete, a secretary of senior athletics, a colorsman, both at public schools and in college. He played rugby, football, and basketball, for which he was awarded his college colors. He was a swimmer, for which he earned swimming colors. But he was also involved in other things. He was a co-editor of the college magazine, together with none other than G.L. Peiris, who he says did all the work. And he was also a member of the English debating team and the English Drama Society. His many contributions to the life of the school were rewarded with a house prefectship. And when he left school, he went into the plantation sector, continued to play his sports, and returning to Colombo in 1982, he began a providential involvement with Thomian Rugby as a coach, and was involved in coaching under 13 rugby football at college until 1994. Many of those who trained under him at that age group and went on to play first 15 claim that the foundation that they received under his tutelage was what held them in good stead as they went on to rise in the ranks of rugby football over the years. Thereafter, whenever his services were required by the college, including as recently as 2 years ago, when at my invitation he came out of retirement, as it were, to be coordinator of senior rugby, he has always given himself fully to his alma mater. After his stint with STC, he went on to assist Science College to build their rugby, and he is as much an icon of rugby at Science College for the mentoring role he played there for many years as he is here at St. Thomas's. Mr. Pereira has always enjoyed working with children and considers trying through rugby football to imbibe in children the valuable life lessons in the standards, values, and ethics that he himself learnt at St. Thomas's College. For all the years that I have had the privilege of knowing him, and those present here this morning who have known him for much longer than I have would agree, he has been one of those Thomian old boys who has epitomized Thomian values and principles and the spirit of Thomian sports. Present boys of a school like this need to see and hear men like this, who still walk the talk even after 50 years of leaving school. Boys, it is possible to live the values that we speak of. And your chief guest this morning is evidence of that, even if he is too humble to admit it himself. Mr. Pereira is accompanied this morning by his wife, Mrs. Jenny Pereira, one of the most gracious ladies that I have leaving school. A loving and supporting wife, it is possible, a caring mom, the values that we speak of, and a most generous host. And your chief guest this morning is evidence of that. Those who know her know that she shares her husband's passion for molding young lives. Admit it himself. And she has been a most able helpmate to him in the task. Mr. Pereira is accompanied this morning by his wife, Mrs. Jenny Pereira. So thank you both, one of the most gracious ladies that I have leaving, and for enriching this occasion. School. I want to take this opportunity to welcome it is all the members of the various sports advisory committees who are with us. This morning, All the committees have been represented in an official capacity by Mr. Chelan Gunatilaka, the chairman of the athletic.
Live the values that we speak.
All advisory committees are invaluable to me. Gentlemen, you play a role in advising a warden who is not ashamed to say that he never wielded a cricket bat, never ran with a rugby ball, or ever got into the swimming pool except to have a dip or when he was thrown in at the end of his school career. Probably the only time that I ever took part in a competitive sport was in the lime and spoon race in the lower school. So your role as advisors to me in the different sports is of immense value. And I am very grateful for the manner in which with regard to the management of sports, or ever got into the swimming pool, all of you, except play have extremely valuable when he was thrown in at the end of providing the necessary technical advice, fundraising, the only time that I ever took monitoring of coaches, etc. was in the school race in the lower continues school. To take the full responsibility. So your role the management of the 26 advisors to me and games in the different sports that we have on offer in is of immense value. And I am very grateful has ever overstepped for the manner in which and I thank you for your support, your solidarity, your advice, and your patience with me as I implement the policies of the school in terms of sports at the college. A sports council to provide an overall apex structure for the management of sports at STC is being formed at the moment under the guidance of Kapila Vijay Gunawardana, and all of you will be given more information about this apex body as we go on. I have found it necessary to have something like this in place because of the immense amount of work that is involved in managing sports in this school. Coaches and trainers, while acknowledging your presence here this morning, I would like to thank you for the sacrifices that you all have made, for the valuable guidance and support that each of you provides to our boys. You are as important to us as the teachers in the classrooms, because most of you teach our boys much more than the rudiments and basics of the sports that you coach. All of you must never forget, however, that the school's primary expectation is that through sports, we prepare our boys for the challenges of life. Winning matches and tournaments are good, insofar as they are part of this wider agenda. But we as a management are not interested in winning at any cost or at all cost. And you as coaches and trainers will never lose your job, even if we lose, if we have done our best to win. We have had a year of mixed fortunes in sports this year. We have won some, we have lost some. We have tasted the thrill of victory, and we have suffered the agony of defeat. And we have had some thrilling, nearly there moments, like the Royal Thombian cricket match this year. Every one of our sports and games, barring a few, have been well run this year. And at a certain point, looking back, we can be happy that despite the losses, there have been successes. I'm grateful to our two POGs and their band of sports officers, MICs and TICs, for the hard work that they have put in over the year to ensure that these things go smoothly. I want to congratulate all the teams that were outstanding in their victories this year. The teams that won their traditional encounters, the teams that won at national level. Particularly this morning, I want to highlight the Hockey First 11, because this Hockey First 11 team has shown the way forward for all team sports, that no matter how many individual stars there may be, unless individual stars work together, a team cannot win. And this lesson, the hockey team has shown the rest of the student body of the school. There are sports that need restructuring and reform, and these tasks will be looked at as we go forward. While there have been many things that have gone right in terms of sports, there remain a number of areas for improvement and things to be put right. Our sports budget is through the roof, and we need to find ways of bridging the deficit by bringing in sponsors and using our sports facilities to generate additional revenue. Secondly, as the number of fixtures and tournaments and competitions increase, our sports calendar is getting more and more full, leaving very little time for boys to work on their academic work, as the case as we have seen throughout this year as well. Honorable Minister, perhaps you can use your good officers to help us to control some of the ever-expanding number of tournaments and competitions that are plaguing school calendars in the modern day. The days of boys being able to play a number of sports are sadly long gone due to the pressures of individual sports today. Triple colorsmen are rare to find. We also need to revamp the system of appointing captains. Going by seniority alone is no longer going to work. Performance, leadership qualities, and interpersonal skills are equally or more important. And of course, the question of colors criteria continues to be a problematic one, despite our best efforts to get it right. When one of my predecessors, Warden David Ponnaya, first started a special ceremony for the award of school colors and other special awards for sports, I don't think he realized that 15 years later, this event would have become such a problematic one for school administrations. Last year I said that the criteria for colors was to be revamped, and so it was. This year we had far less complications than we have had over the past few years. However, I still feel that there are some negatives that we continue to deal with in terms of these awards. I am sad that colors seem to be the primary goal for participation in sports for some of our boys. Almost a sense of entitlement that if I play a sport or take part in a game, I fulfill a criteria set in place in order for me to achieve a color standard. It isn't wrong to have personal ambition, but to have ambition at the cost of team or even school spirit is a cancer that must be rooted out. The sense of entitlement I mentioned breeds the feeling that the school owes something to sportsmen for what they do. I am reminded of the words of one of our wardens, the late Mr. Lini Langakun, who once said, "Don't ask what your school can do for you, but what you can do for your school." Sadly, a spirit that is very rare these days. I also regret that there are those who have felt that while they deserve colors, others do not, due to criteria that they have created in their own heads. In the 1990s, long before written down criteria was ever thought of, the entire discretion for the award of colors was in the hands of the warden. And I distinctly remember during the days of Hartal, when there were no buses, a boy walking from Borella to Mt.Lavinia almost every day for rugby practices. He hardly played any matches, but he never stopped coming for practices. And to our great surprise, when colors were announced at Assembly one Wednesday, his name was among the recipients. The warden had decided to recognize commitment and dedication. The discretion must continue to be allowed. Into the future, I believe that all nominees for colors must show the following in addition to skill on the field. A sense of sportsmanship, reliability, team spirit, a cooperative and respectful attitude towards staff, and a good record of loyalty and service to the school above all else. I would say that a student who trains but does not necessarily play for a school side may even be rewarded with colors in recognition of the above values. No longer should boys be permitted to feel that they can earn colors simply by playing a particular number of fixtures. Their contribution has to be much stronger than that. There must be an award, for example, that recognizes commitment and dedication despite not getting a guaranteed place in the side. There are some individuals and teams who did well this year, but who fell short of the colors criteria that is laid down. And I regret this. But I hope your love for the sport that you have played supersedes your desire for the recognition that colors brings. We have tried to be as fair and just and equitable as possible, but we have not been able to reward everyone that we would have liked to have rewarded due to the criteria laid down. In this connection, I am reminded of a boy this year in the first 15 who never missed a single practice or a single match, who supported his captain and his team unreservedly, but never actually got a chance to fulfill the existing colors criteria fully. Boys like him are an example of selfless service to their school and their team, who give without counting the cost and without expecting a reward. Today we celebrate your achievements, young Thomians. Remember that here at St. Thomas's, your education has not been something confined to books or passing exams or achieving good academic results alone. It has been an education for the whole person. And it is for this type of education that we have encouraged sports and games. Sports and games in schools serve this important and valuable educational purpose. Remember, however, that no matter how important they are, sports and games in schools are but a means to an end and must never become ends in themselves. The day we sacrifice values and principles in order to win matches and tournaments is the day we start off on a slippery slope that will lead to downfall. We may win matches and tournaments at all costs and any cost, but we will be losing our very soul. We will be sacrificing our integrity on the altars of victory and temporary success. If sports and games in this school have started down the road of short-term success at the cost of long-term values and principles, then we as adults are the ones to blame, because we have failed to teach you the importance of these values and these principles. This school, as an institution committed to a certain set of values, will not condone practices that undermine or negate those values that have been handed down to us. And so we will continue to try our best, however unpopular, to stay clear of practices that rob sports and games of their rightful place in the education system of this school that we have developed over 166 years to produce men and gentlemen. To those of you who will leave us at the end of this year, I want to thank you for all that you did for your alma mater in terms of sports and games. I want to wish you all the very best that life has to offer you. To those staying on for another year of sport, good luck. Let's do better next year. And let's keep the values and principles of sports, all those good things we learn from sports, flying high. Thank you and Esto Perpetua. We now have a presentation by the media unit of the school that will give you some highlights of the school sports calendar of this year.
For the last few matches, after the 20 matches, so the version boost coming up. So I think this year.
Whatever the result has been of any encounter, any previous encounter, whatever captain it is, I believe there will always be somewhat of a pressure. But with the help of my team and the confidence I have in them, it has really helped me as a goal of my captaincy to minimize that pressure.
Responsibilities are so heavy as he is not used to guiding by the squad of 30 players. I firmly believe in determination, team spirit and unity. So in order for a team to stick in that principle, I should make sure that they are in a proper mentality and a physical state. And also I should motivate them individually so that we can all perform the same task and reach the same target. So it is indeed a very challenging role.
under-19 team in 2014, and for the past 3 years we've been winning. So I guess the training and the commitment that has made me who I am today.
The awarding of colors. Archery. Colors awarded to SUB Kiridena. IA Ismail. SD Lianage. Athletics, colors re-awarded to CV Kasturiarachi. Colors awarded to KDTD Kulasingha. SHRB Sugadadasa. MMJD Bandara. HS Gunasingha. Cadetting, colors re-awarded to SL Lihinikadua. MKHG Maya Singha. GGL Nuan. SD Sella Perumage. RRMRU Ratnayaka. Colors awarded to RBKCH De Silva. WWPS Fernando. JT Ashokaraj. R.D. Sella Perumage. KPA Danushka. Chess, colors awarded to R. Ilampurnan. JDL Kalindulakshita. Second 11 cricket, colors re-awarded to MDDI Gunaratna. SD Kanangara. Colors awarded to ASWG Bulankulama. S.O. Fernando. BDDA Bimal Surya. KV Munasingha. MS Ishak. CTA Shafter. NS Dimel. And NA Sapramadu. First 11 cricket, colors re-awarded to RP Nala Peruma. R. Kodithuaku. DSMB Pires. Colors awarded to I.S. Pereira. DKP Gunawardhana. MDDI Gunaratna. KDWMS Hapuhina. MB Vijay Ratna. KKU Pereira. PMW Ratnayaka. And TB Eriagama. Fencing, colors awarded to R.Y. Pereira. A.A. Amarasuriya. S.E.J. Daniel. MJH Baz. Hockey. Colors re-awarded to T.N. Della. B. Mathura. D. Palapatwala. UAB Ellapula. Colors awarded to R.H. Rambupota. Y.M. Gunawardana. R.P. Nala Peruma. K. Karesh. K.A.D.A.L. Kulatunga. D.N.D. Dias. N.B. Hebavikrama. D.S. Udage. KWMSW Vanigasurya. DJ Peramuna. VK Dialvis. ASW Senanayaka. Rowing. Colors re-awarded to AP Vikramanayaka. MMD Piris. SACW Jayasekara. Colors awarded to D.A. Senanayaka. L. Shri Prakash. K. M. Madhivaka. HDS Piris. Rugby. Colors re-awarded to N.L. Henakan Kanamage. KDSA Nanakara. CJFU Delisle. HPAR Handunpatirana. HAR Senanayaka. MA Jayabodhana. DND Dias. Colors awarded to AA Carter. MA Kalim. SJG Pereira. ELO Dabare. J. De Souza. JCS Abe Wikrama. MSM Chanuka. WRU Fernando. JPKJ Jayasekara. PABP Navaratna. SG Matangavira. AS Bulat Singhala. AM Ferdinando. MD Kure. SEJ Pereira. HT Walpola. NR Gunabodhana. MR Abebordhana. GWH Induvara. Sailing. Colors re-awarded to RNWA De Silva. KRW Virasuria. AR Ismail. JJ Bowling. H.D. Gunavardhana, A. Flema Caldera, J.C.W.A. De Silva, Z. Pestanji, Colors awarded to WWSA Fernando, D.A. Fernando, N. Nanakara, D.K.G. Vitarana, Scouting, colors awarded to D.S. Udage, D. Palapatwala, RPSS Rajapaksa, WMPA Bandara Tilaka, DS Samaravira, BD Lianagamage, T.S. De Silva, M.J. Suhaib, R.N.W.A. De Silva, BVRA Jayasingha, WTG Kalanakulshan, Scrabble, colors re-awarded to R.S. Vijay Sekara, S.Y. Jayasuriya, colors awarded to R.J. Tisera, KGI Abhyasuriya, P. Dhananjay, Swimming, colors re-awarded to I.S. Kandawala, S. Mulligoda, M.S. Ebenezer, Colors awarded to M. Vikramaratna. D.K. Dias. Tennis. Colors re-awarded to A.A. Pereira. V. Fernando. D.M. Ellawala. T. Sabesan. B.S.T. Herat. Colors awarded to R.E. Gunavardhana. Water polo. Colors re-awarded to S. Gunathilaka. I.S. Khandavala. S. Molligoda. M.S. Ebenezer. D. Kumarasinghe. M. Vikramaratna. D.K. Dias. R.J. David. G. Vijay Singha. Colors awarded to R. Jayasingha. A.K. Sauja. D.S. Ebenezer. And S. Henayaka.
It's now my pleasure to invite our chief guest, Mr. M.C. Pereira, to address us.
Warden, Reverend Mark Bilimoria, members of the Board of Governors, the Honorable Minister of Sports, Sub-Warden, members of the staff, distinguished invitees, parents, well-wishers, and of course, most importantly, the boys of St. Thomas's, the students of St. Thomas's. I wish all of you a very good morning and a very pleasant day. Closer. Thank you, Warden, for the honor and privilege bestowed on us in inviting my wife and me as chief guest today. Thank you also for the very kind words you spoke in introducing me to this assembly. most of that speaks well for your eloquence, not so much for fact. Anyway, today, children, is a day of celebration for all of us, and very especially for the boys of St. Thomas's. A day of congratulations to those who have been awarded their colors, and to the winners of the other special awards. A day for their schoolmates and the juniors at school and the friends of the winners to share in the joy of the achievements of these boys. A day for all present Thomians, every one of you, to strengthen your resolve, to emulate and even surpass your peers who have today achieved and received awards. To the teachers and coaches, a day of happiness and satisfaction, to be able to see the results of all your hard work and commitment. In short, a happy day. And my wife and I share in this happiness with all of you. One little thing I need to tell the boys, that's something anyone who worked with me at rugby would have heard. You are students of St. Thomas's, you are in college to study. Because you are studying at college, you are able to participate in sports and the other activities at college. Please do not mix up your priorities. If you let other activities like sports interfere with your studies, you will be letting down not only yourselves, but also the college and your parents. Although the warden decried what I have been trying to convince him about, I am a very ordinary Thomian and a very ordinary person. The only thing I have had, as he very rightly said, is confidence in myself. This has enabled me, that I got from college, and this has enabled me to deal with people and situations in my life without any uncertainty, doubt or fear. This therefore is my wish for every boy who passes through the portals of this college. Today, boys, is your day. Savor it, enjoy it, and set your goals for the future starting from tomorrow. I sincerely wish every student of St. Thomas's success, happiness and enjoyment at college and in your lives thereafter. I think all of you are looking forward to finishing the rest of the events, and then I'm sure the boys want to get back to class and start studying. So, thank you all, and to our college I say, Esto Perpetua.
Special awards. We invite our chief guest, Mr. Krishanta Pereira, to present the next few awards. Athletics. The Oscar R. Vijay Singha Memorial Trophy for the Most Outstanding Track Athlete of the Year, KDTD Kulasingha. The trophy for the Outstanding Athlete of the Year in memory of Dr. Vernon Vijayaratna, KDTD Kulasingha. The N.M. Pereira Memorial Trophy for the athlete with the most noteworthy achievement for the year, KDTD Kulasingha. cricket, the CM Samarasinghe Memorial Cup for the best bowler during the season, RPW Ratnayaka. The Dr. E.A. Bulankulame Challenge Cup for the best team man, R.P. Nalla Peruma. The JKC Gunasekara Memorial Trophy for the best pace bowler of the season, KKU Pereira. The P. Senadira Memorial Trophy for the cricketer with the best record in games and work, DSMB Pires. The LP De Silva Memorial Challenge Cup for the best all-round cricketer of the season, R. Kodisuaku. Hockey. The B. Shant De Silva Memorial Challenge Cup for the outstanding hockey player of the year, T. N. Dalla. Rugby. The Chamley Henricus Challenge Trophy for the most talented ruggerite of the season, NL Henakan Kanamage. The Ronald Siribodhana Memorial Trophy for the most promising junior ruggerite, LD De Silva. The Reverend Canon Roy Boyer Ying Challenge Shield for place kicking at rugby, D&D Dias. Thank you, Mr. Pereira. We now invite Mrs. Pereira to present the next few awards. Scouting. The Ernest Ranjan Solomon Memorial Challenge Trophy for the most promising scout, KMAI Kulathunga. The Johnson Challenge Cup for the Best Patrol Leader, Junior, S. Sai Sivendra. Soccer. The Warden's Trophy for the Most Outstanding Soccer Player of the Year, J.S. De Silva. Swimming. The Commodore A.C. Dasanayaka Memorial Trophy for the Most Outstanding Senior Swimmer of the Year, I.S. Kandawala. The Shield for the Most Outstanding Swimmer of the Year in memory of Dr. Vernon Vijayaratna, M. Vikramaratna. trophy for the captain of swimming in memory of Dr. Raja Jasingha, I.S. Kandawala. The Pratap D. Dimel Memorial Trophy for the best performance in swimming, seniors, M. Vikramaratna. Tennis. The Challenge Trophy for the senior tennis doubles, A. Pereira and V. Fernando. The trophy for the best performance senior doubles at the Inter-Schools tennis meet, D.M. Elabala and T. Sabesan. Water polo. The B. Darcy de Silva Memorial Challenge Cup for the Outstanding Water Polo Player of the Year, I.S. Kandavala. The Mrs. R.L. Heyman Trophy for the Most Promising Junior Water Polo Player, S. Sai Sivendra. The Zafar Zainuddin Trophy for the captain of the senior water polo team. This is awarded for the first time this year, S. Gunathilaka. Thank you, Mrs. Pereira. Warden's Medal. The Warden's Medal is awarded for outstanding achievements in sports and games at national level, short of representing the national first team at any age group, and to recognize any noteworthy achievement in sports or games bringing glory to the school. The Warden's Medal will be awarded at the Warden's discretion. Hockey. For having been selected to represent the Sri Lanka Under-19 team at the 5th Asian Schools Hockey Championship 2017 held in India, D. Palapatwada. Rifle shooting. For having been selected to represent Sri Lanka at the World Junior Rifle and Pistol Shooting Championship 2017 held in Germany, A. Dumbukola. Rugby. For having been selected to the Sri Lanka Schools Under-19 rugby team for the Asian Schools 15-a-side Rugby Championship held in Malaysia, MHPB De Silva. HMCA Herat. D.R. Vijayratna. N.L. Henakan Kanamage. CJFU Delisle. Tennis. For having been selected to the Sri Lanka tennis team for the Davis Cup Tennis Championship 2017 held in Sri Lanka, A.A. Pereira. Special awards. The Warden Neville D'Alvis Trophy for the most outstanding junior sportsman of the year. For having represented Sri Lanka at the 9th Asian Age Group Diving Championship 2017 in Uzbekistan and placed first at the Sri Lanka Schools Diving Championship 2017 and placed first at the 43rd National Age Group Diving Championship 2017, SYS Anthony's. The Brukida Silva Challenge Shield. At the Senior Public School Swimming Championship 2017, for captaining the Under-19 college swimming team and for being vice captain of the college Under-19 water polo team, and also for representing the Sri Lanka national team at the 19th Asia Pacific Water Polo Championship held in Hong Kong in 2000. The Thomian Blue. The Thomian Blue shall be awarded to students who played the particular sport in the year under review in college, who represented the Sri Lanka first senior national team in the given sports or according to the criteria mentioned under different sports and who have not applied for the school leaving certificate. The benchmark for winning a blue is representing the Sri Lanka national first team at an international level. Rugby. For having represented the Sri Lanka national rugby team as its only schoolboy at the Asian Rugby Sevens Championship 2017 held in Hong Kong and South Korea, and also for having captained the Sri Lanka Under-21 national team at the Asian Men's Seven-a-Side Championship 2017 in Hong Kong, and for being the captain of the Thomian First 15 rugby team in 2017. NL Henakan Kanamage. A. Pereira. Water polo. For having represented the Sri Lanka national water polo team while being at school at the 19th Asia Pacific Water Polo Tournament 2017 held at Kowloon Park Swimming Pool in Hong Kong. S. Gunathilaka. I. S. Kandabala. D. Kumarasinghe.
Each year, to give the vote of thanks on behalf of the colors winners and the winners of special awards, I select a student who in one way or another has been outstanding in sport, and this year we have to perform this task one of the few triple colorsmen in recent times, an outstanding sportsman, and one who has given much of himself for Thomian sports, D.N.D. Dias, who will now deliver the vote of thanks.
Our chief guest, Mr. M.C. Pereira, Mrs. Pereira, Warden Sir, Sub-Warden Sir, Chaplain, Associate Chaplain, Prefects of Games, members of advisory committees, special invitees, heads of sections, teachers, coaches, parents, recipients of Colors Awards and Special Awards, and fellow Thomians. Firstly and most importantly, I would like to thank God for giving me this opportunity to be here today. I thank Him for His many blessings on and off the field of sport and blessing this wonderful institution and such talented sportsmen. None of this would have been possible without His grace. I would like to thank the Warden for giving me this opportunity to deliver the vote of thanks at one of the most important events in the school calendar. It is with great humility that I stand before you today. Our thanks is due to our chief guest, Mr. M.C. Pereira and Mrs. Pereira, for gracing this occasion. Thank you, sir, for accepting Warden's invitation and for being here with us today, despite your busy schedule. Listening to your many achievements, it is indeed a great honor to have you as a chief guest this morning. I'm sure all the sportsmen here will agree that at every basketball and rugby encounter, we can always recognize your voice booming through the crowd, urging the Thomians on. You have truly showed us what it means to be young at heart and how college should always hold that special place in our lives. You, sir, are an example to us all, and indeed one of the greatest gentlemen this college has ever produced. I would like to thank our warden and sub-warden on behalf of our sportsmen present here for being our strength. Thank you, sirs, for your tireless efforts, continued support, dedication, and enthusiasm towards every sport played in college. Chaplain Reverend Amal Fernando and Associate Chaplain Reverend Roshan Mendis, we thank you for your blessings and encouragement every time we step into our respective fields of play. Much gratitude to all our teachers in charge, sports officers, coaches, trainers, prefects of games, to our sick room matron Miss Salgadu and our physiotherapist for managing every injury with care, and to our food matron Miss Jennifer for all the healthy meals made with love. Although silent in work, sports at St. Thomas's will not be able to function if it wasn't for the ground and support staff who have worked tirelessly to give us the best possible conditions to practice on. Siluma Krida Sambandha Sahaya Sevaka Mahatma Mahatmeen Hata Apage Hridayangama Krutakitavya Pudakarami. Furthermore, I would like to sincerely thank our support base, the Thomian Legion, for sacrificing their valuable time to come and support the college teams throughout the year. A heartfelt thanks to our coaching staff for their dedication and passion, for being with us through the victories and the defeats. Thank you for every scolding and reprimand we face, without which we would not be receiving these awards this morning. All sportsmen present here have at some point of our school careers have been on winning teams and on losing teams as well. But whatever the outcome, we have learned never give up and to hold our heads high no matter what the outcome is. And that's what the Thomian Grit is all about. Thank you for instilling these values in us. A simple thank you is not enough to express gratitude to every parent present here today. You have been with us through our ups and downs, the good and bad. You have rejoiced with us in our victories and been a shoulder to cry on in our defeats, and loved us unconditionally, no matter what the outcome on the field. Thank you for believing in us and for helping us balance studies with sports. The crests we wear proudly today on our chests are all for you. We as sportsmen should appreciate the opportunities that college has provided us. We should call ourselves lucky to be given many opportunities and support at all levels. It is therefore our responsibility to give back to college. In closing, to all of you receiving colors today, give value to the crest you carry. Wear it with pride and use it to inspire your juniors. This culmination of years of hard work, sacrifice, dedication, mud, blood, sweat and tears, and it has now been recognized and rewarded. The road was never easy, but the experience was invaluable. Thank you everyone for being here today, and thank you to this wonderful institution for all we have and are. Esto perpetua.
We will now sing the college song. The second verse we will sing this morning is the verse that is specially written for events like this. We don't often sing it, but we have started singing it at prize givings and events of this nature. The words will appear on the screen, and so I urge you to join in the singing of the second verse as well.
Thank you.